Good morning. How is everyone today? Let's see, just getting my screens set up so I can see Twitch and YouTube. Huh. All right. Going crazy. We already have one like on YouTube, which I don't really understand, but I'm still getting used to it. And, all right. Well, let's get moving. Got the chat set up. I think we're good. Stream looks healthy. All gauges normal. Blah, 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 blah. Except for my speech. But that's just me. I accept that. Let's get some of the bits committed from yesterday. Hmm. Yep, those go in. These pieces. This here is generated code. I'm not going to commit that. All right. How's our font size? I think the fonts are a little off. Put that up. Get about 24, 25 lines on the screen. There we go. We'll use our outline to navigate. Looks good. Yeah, what do we have in here? We've got our tests. Got some modules, tests, create connection. We've got a test called something, which doesn't really do anything. It just tests that our naive implementation works. Let's improve our implementation. So just to see that it works, everything passes. One test passed. Let's rename this test as well. You know what? We can bump this over to the side. Can I hide this? I know I can hide the left side. So with our test, what shall we do? Let's rename it first. Test get databases. Looking good. We will probably need to extract some of this out. I did like the, what was it, the fixtures that we had with the other tests? Because much of this so far could be set up ahead of time. So maybe we should work on that a little bit. Hmm, maybe. Thinking about that, how did let's see, I just had a tests directory that I put the test utilities in. I could do the same thing. create context again. I like that pattern. We'll have a pub struct test context. Inside of that, what do we want? We want to be able to give back. Well, no, we don't want to give back the client. We want to give back, well, not this duplex client. We want to be able to give back. Okay, find your position again. Almost there. Here we go. We want to give back the connection. This whole test is basically these pieces here. Everything above it is setup code. We do want to be able to get back the sled storage piece so that we can populate storage before we start asking questions of the server. But I do not see an issue between the order of creating the storage and starting the server. I do not think that we will start to cache data in the server. We'll just use the database. Maybe in the future that would be an issue, but I don't think so right now. Actually, I don't think it would ever be an issue. Because fetching the databases should be done so infrequently that we do not need to cache it. Let's impl test context. I think this is a pub async function. We will probably need the tempter database, of course. Can we replicate that? Slug, let's see. Oh, now we have to declare a module mod. Can we do that here, like so? That's unresolved because at this point it would need to be tests. Hmm. Because we are inside of a tests module. Ooh, fancy. Maybe that's why I had DB tests here. Mod context. Really? Because it's in the DB tests. Oh, I see. These are the modules. DB tests, because there's a test module. Arguably, this should be in a different place. We put it here just as a convenience. Let's fix that. What are we testing? We are testing archive service. We are testing replicate. So maybe we should be moving these into replicate. Just grab that. Oops, not enough. New folder. Okay. We will return a test context. And this is inside of test context. No, we're moving a bunch of that functionality from the tests module into this function, to this module. Let's keep the tempter. The server. Should we keep a reference to that? No, it needs to go and be, it needs to be spawned. Although we could start the server at a later time. It feels like it's more of a future me thing. Hey, good morning. And the question is, do you think Z is better than VS Code? Hmm, for me, I think so. It does just enough. It has decent Vim support. Like its integration for with Rust Analyzer. Should keep a copy of DB. Is this clonable? Okay, server, new DB. Oh, this is ours. Did we make it clonable? Some imports in, create storage, or replicates. Okay. Create connection. We left behind. How did we not? Oh, we did. It's in the other module now. It's in replicate. Now we have a tempter on our on our struct. Let's put that in a sum client. Let's also impl. Oh, goodness. We already have one, the new. Take client, immutable self. Returns a reverb data archive client. Okay. Self dot client dot take. Don't do that twice. Okay. It should run. We should get one test that fails. Oh, no, no. We did not link this up yet. Let's remove the pieces that we're replacing. Test context is TC. We do not need create connection. A connection is removed. Let's get the connection out of TC. Oh, TC needs to be mutable. And this isn't public. Oh, it is. Take client. We did not await the new. Okay, so now that's awaited. We have our client. I like this. Very nice. Should still pass. Fingers crossed. I compiled. It'll work. Good. Let's just leave that staged. Okay. Let's remove some of these unused pieces. Let me handle that chat. Spam. All right. Okay. This looks like a decent test. We have our test context. We get a client. You know what? We could probably not take the client, but just use test context for our interface. Ooh. That would take a lot more work for setting up the test client though, because I don't really want to replicate each one of these generated interfaces. Let's leave it. Less work on the test code. One more additional line in every test that is acceptably sufferable. All right. Let's look at our server implementation. Where is that? I wonder how I hide this section over here. Is it possible? Zoom? Let's see. Oh, we can zoom. Shift power button? Oh, that does something else. Okay, so maybe not shift power button. Come on, monitors, come back on. Is the stream still live? I feel like I've been punked by the editor. That looks like the power button. Is that supposed to be something else? Like shift escape or something? Oh, shift escape. Look at that. Okay. I am not used to that icon. So let's update, what is it, get databases to actually use the content that's stored in the database. The first time that we get a response, we will still expect that there's nothing there. Okay. Let's zoom in on that. Look at that. Oh, we can zoom in, zoom out. Love it. Get databases. What do we have on self? We have just the DB. What do we want here? We want like a scan. Oh, what was it called? It's on our interface. Range keys. I think just range keys. In this case, we want, okay, unzoom. Good. Let's check our README. We spent some time just thinking about the design a while ago. I made this little itty bitty document. So we want to scan over app database. Oh my goodness. There's nothing on the screen. Hold on. You guys are just looking at trees. There it is. Okay, here we are. My apologies. We were looking at the server implementation of get databases. It's just empty. We're adding a self.db.range keys call and looking over what we had decided before. The current checksum and transaction IDs are updated frequently. So we do not want the value of this. We only want the key. So we will parse out the database name from the key. I wonder what I put app on there. We haven't done anything with app. We don't know what to call it. We don't have anything. Do we even need that? The idea was to be able to support multiple things um, from data archives perspective. Maybe it could support multiple applications at the same time. Just a bit of, forward thinking. How do we get app in here? Somebody connects. They need to say which app they are. We need to add app to all of the DB calls, all of the requests. Maybe app isn't the right word for it. What would be a better word for this? So it could be by application, but we could take that further. We could call that shard. The shard could be something complex. It could be an app and something else. I like shard better. A little more abstract. Let's keep updating these. Happens. Nope. Okay. This does mean that we need to pass in the shards, which will break all of the data plane tests. Because, why? Because inside of data archive, if we zoom in, this is the generated code. That's not what I wanted. We need to add shard to each one of these. It could be empty, quite frankly. It could be absolutely empty. In which case, maybe we default. Or we error. No, you must pick a shard. All right. Shard is 1. Oh, I just broke everything. All right. That's okay. Database information request. Yeah, let's ask for the shard first. We have to renumber these now. What is the Vim sequence for incrementing a number? Control A and Control X. Oh, nice. That will be useful. Fetch database request. Stream database request. And status update request. Okay. Buffer, how are ya? Happy Saturday. Okay, I now feel obligated to go back and fix all of that stuff. Let's comment that out for a moment. What is our... Oh, Saturday's a working day in your country. Interesting. Let's just say test there. Okay, that looks fine. Now we broke a number of other things when we made that change. Let's hop into those. Fix each one of these. That that didn't actually take much time at all. Let's make sure that still works. I'm actually surprised. Why didn't that take longer? Regardless, while that's baking, let's go back to our other tests. So we get the database request. It's great. Get databases. Let's fill this out by actually making a request to the database, to shard. At this point, we need to take the prefix and remove that from all of the keys, collect that, and give the responsive names. So what is range keys? Uh, we also need to be able to give back an error. So we need to map this error. If we do receive an error from this, what would the error be for, let's say, TiKV? Scan keys. What are the possible errors? Let's find the documentation. Here's the documentation. Scan keys. I don't say anything about an error. What is their result type? It holds an error. Oh, wow. Would we want to map something like this into our errors? Region not found, join error, column family error. Maybe not. Maybe just say there was an error. Check the logs. I do not think we should leak information from our implementation through our interface. So checking the logs, of course, somebody would do, but we need to give some information back. range will be, let's see, what is our base key? It's going to be the the shard off of the request. The start would then be format shard underscore. What's our documentation? Underscore database. They're all database. Maybe DB. We can leave the verbosity. What if shard has underscore database in it? What if the shard is something like awesome? Yeah, with the misspelling. We need something that's not allowed to be able to separate our pieces here. Some interesting token. What would be a good token? Nil? Nil would be a good token. We do that. I've never done that in Rust. Because the string is from here to here. It has a length as one of the properties of it. Let's just run that. Oh, 3 passed, 3 failed for our other tests. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why would 3 fail? Okay, I'll have to look at that later. It passed. And yes, strings can have nils in them. Okay, I like that. Why don't we take it one step further? We're going to use double nil. The place I worked in the past, we actually used double nil, and it was kind of nice. Okay. These I feel should be more constant static elements in the code. Oh, my music stopped. I'm going to change the music channel too. Currently listening to Three Doors Down When I'm Gone. This is on the Mosaic channel on Sirius FM. Let's replace this with something like, token, I don't know, some sort of separator. What about this piece? Hmm. Const. We have a get databases key or get databases, just databases, so that it's the same everywhere. I think we might need to call or make this query in multiple places. Maybe not. Come on, fingers. Static star is equal to. Const forbidden token. Let's move those up to the top. Good. Back to where we were. Shard. We should have some other function here that says, oh, what was that? Um, reject forbidden bitten. And we should give back a tonic status for this. Actually, a result of unit or tonic status. I know it's not a member. I just wanted there for a minute. Just let me. Oh, because I'm in a trait. Yes, I'm in a trait impl. Okay, just put it somewhere else. Maybe at the end. What's the fastest way to find that in a string? Is it to create an iterator and look for the first one? As bytes. What is bytes? Or stir bytes? What? Is that the bytes crate? It's standard stir bytes. Okay, that's fine. It has an iterator and so on and so forth. Hmm. Oh, maybe just contains on stir. And our pattern would be what? Our forbidden token. Where P is pattern. I think this can be some some chars. Yeah. We reject this. If they do include the forbidden token, what would be a good response? Unavailable, unimplemented, with details. Looks like we can chain these. Failed precondition. It's kind of like an invalid request. Valid argument, out of range, permission denied. All right. Well, I wonder what failed precondition is supposed to mean in this case. Rejected because the system is not in a state required. No, that's not it. I should have been looking at the documentation. Concurrency issue, no. Already exists, now canceled. Data loss, no, no, no. From error, maybe. Oh, interesting. Inspects the error source chain for recognizable errors, including statuses, HTTP2, and hyper. Attempts to map them to a status. Okay. I think invalid argument is what we want. Yep, let's do that. Invalid argument. Hey, Robin. How's it going? Today, we are working on part of Data Archive. Data Archive is used in our SQLite replication system. This is our system. Our SQLite replication system includes quite a bit. A proxy to be able to manage requests going to your application, spinning up readers and writers, taking data from your application via SQLite, sending it to Data Archive, which is where we are, and migrating it or replicating it to data plane on a reader and populating a database. Now we need a message here. Um, invalid argument. What do you take? Something that can go into a string. We could just give it a string. String from. Hmm, I'm wanting to make this a little bit more specific to shard. Shard contains forbidden token. Also, okay. Let's just go there. Okay, we have forbidden token. We have our databases. We update that with our const. Good. Shard. Let's validate that the shard is correct. Okay, so now if somebody includes the forbidden token in their shard, we will reject it. And we have something that's a better kind of token to delineate the pieces of our keys. Going to update this document as well. Some of these are are compound. It makes it a little harder to read, but is much more accurate. Okay. That looks good. I'm not going to update down here. Should I? No, not yet. So we have our start. Let's build out our range. Range is start dot dot. Pass in our range and our limit. There should be no limit for range keys. Why do we have a limit for range keys? Because other places, sorry, there should be no limit for this request. Can range keys not have a limit here? Let's check the docs. Where is it? Scan keys. We just give it the max, U32 max. I would rather have an option to pass this in. Let's change our interface to have an option. Now we've broken a couple pieces. Sled. Hmm. Now we have to build up our iterator. So we have our iterator here. And then if. So we're just building this up. We have it, we'll mutate it, add to it really. And then let it equals it plus the map. Actually, we don't need that anymore. We could just collect. It.map collect. Expected struct, sled iter, found struct, sled iter take. Oh, they are different. Okay, let's just let it equals that. But there's an else. We could do a match instead. Or I would rather the match. Just pass it through in that case. Match arms have incompatible types. Oh, because yes, one is this kind and the other's that type. Hmm. We really want to box it? No. Oh, we could box it. Is there a way to do this without boxing it and having that abstraction? This is only for our test code, but just for fun, like, is there a way to do that? We could have two branches. Could just give it a very large size. I take a very large amount. Use size max. Right? So we could box it. We could give it a very large size. We could branch the code in here. Hmm. I think for this test code, we're going to keep it simple and just toss a really large value on it. And really the decision for which way to go would depend, you know, would it cause memory pressure? Would it, is it timing critical? Would we just want the branch? The branch is probably faster than the boxing. Unwrap or there we go. We'll just give the max here. This is our test code, and we'll be doing something very similar with the TiKV piece. How do you surround something in Vim? It's been a while. You can surround the word currently under the cursor in quotes with CIW. Hmm. That didn't really, that did not work at all. Oh, they're pasting at the end. Ew. Okay. No, no. I thought there was a better one. Oh, they had the surround. That's what I was using before. Hmm. Yeah. It's very chatty. Like doing it that way. I don't know. Doesn't feel right. All right. So we will do the same thing here and map it. And we will unwrap or U32 max as U32. Oh, this needs to be. Oh, we can't do U size there. Okay. And what is our one last error? Oh, yes, that's where we're going next. So in this case, I don't want a limit. I just want to say no limit, none. And what is our error? Thread cannot be sent safely. Oh, wow. Future cannot be sent safely between threads. It's not implemented for impl future. The output is a result vector. Replicate 53. Did I not await something? What's going on? Required from the cast from that. Okay, I'm not seeing it. We are now calling this. We await a future is not send. As it awaits on another future which is not send. Which is the other future that is not send? Oh. Yeah, we didn't annotate this so that can be um so it can be send or decorate. Hmm. was hoping that the error would guide us because we have basically a async trait. Maybe we should do it this way instead. Mm, yeah. This is the suggestion it had before. Removing async from our trait and returning impl future. So let's go ahead and do that. I wanted to change that when I saw the warning before. Not there. So instead of async, oh, you know what? Let's see. Can we do this all at the same time? GL. Delete that. Go to result. Oh, hmm. Come on. Trying to get better at multivem. I'd been in Helix for too long. Okay, there we go. Insert mode. I hit I twice. Why didn't it go into insert mode? There it's in insert mode. Hmm. Impl future output is equal to that. Okay. Where the future, wait, what was the error? Was it that we needed, um, yeah, the future needs to be send. Okay. Now is it going to complain about sync too? Probably. We'll get there when we get there. Let's do these two. Hmm. Still working on multivim. There, I hadn't hit escape enough times before. Okay, good. Bunch of errors. Let's go back to where we were using it. Is this in replicate or in sled? I think it was in sled. No, TiKV. No, we implemented all of those. We were in replicate. We were working on this. Oh, okay. Now it's happy. It likes that trait now. We have, but now we have to go fix up the other pieces. Impl future output equals that. Result is not a future. The trait future is not implemented for that. Oh, interesting. Do we have to return an async block? It cannot be shared safely between threads. Fine. Okay. So we'll add that to compare and swap into the top level here. Compare and swap. We need the same thing here. Okay. As send. Required for ampersand. But it's now required to be send. Required for ampersand k to be send. Hmm. Captured value is not send. Previous value. Option super. I don't really like the impl into. I would rather have it in the where clause. Everything else is taken care of. We can't do that. Hmm. K cannot be shared safely between threads. Required for ampersand k to implement send. Because it's an ASREF U8. Let's look at the terminal here. Not that one. This one. Oh, that's foreboding. The full name of the type has been written out to blah. Long type. Oh, let's take a peek. Is it in? Oh, goodness. Async function body of TiKV storage and storage batch put. Da, 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 da. All right. Yep. But what was the issue? What's the issue? Here we go. That's for batch put. No. Here we go. Key is borrowed here. Async block. Yeah, use the move keyword. What? Okay. Is it that simple? Did I just forget the move keyword? It's maybe a little better. But why can it not be shared safely between threads? Come on, one more time. Let's find the right one. TiKV. Batch put. Range keys. Range. We're doing compare and swap. Where's compare and swap? Did I pass it? Oh my goodness. Here we go. The trace send is not implemented for that, which is required by this, because it appears within the type map into iterator. Because of map? Where's map here? The order of move in async is incorrect. Thank you. Okay, there's nothing being pointed to there. Required by bound in blah. Okay, we just didn't have it on the trait. Oh, we do not need that. Okay. All right, that's one. We've gone down the rabbit hole here. Let's try again. That we will return impl of future where output is equal to that. And wow, what key did I hit? We're not returning a future. Done. Captured value is not send. Agreed. And that's for... It's going to want the full... There. Gets the full complement. R cannot be sent safely between threads. R is send sync static. Oh, because we didn't update the trait. Okay, there it is. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, we received a very long, somewhat obtuse message. And it was basically just complaining that the interfaces didn't match. Let's send here. Let's see, R range. We'll want the same thing. Send, sync, and static. I should have a macro for that. Oops. This is for range keys. Same thing for batch put. Impl future. Wait, cannot find future. Oh, I went to TiKV and not to sled. Oops, my mistake. Pairs cannot be sent safely between threads. Captured value is not send. Yep, send, sync, static. This should be in the where clause. We have to modify that as well. We need a I, a KV. Okay, lovely. Now we have to update the trait. Let's copy that over to mod. This is for batch put. I like that. I like that better than the, where was it? These guys here. The implementos. The impl. Wait, where does this? Oh, batch put is fine now. Okay. It just updated. It's all fine. Let's go on to the next one. We're in sled again. Oh my goodness. Have I been bouncing back and forth between TiKV and sled? Or have I just been working on... Okay. Yeah, this one still has async everywhere. Except for here, batch put. Okay. We're working on sled. This needs to return a future. Simple future. Let's copy this up. Okay. That's pretty good. I want to go back and get rid of these as well, just for consistency's sake. There it goes. Okay. Just takes it a moment. Let's move this. Okay. Let's rename that to PV and NV. NV. Previous value, new value. Let's also move these. The where clause. Okay. Update, compare, and swap. Good. Okay, this file is good. This file looks okay. Looking at the right bar. Looking for any errors in the gutter. TiKV needs to be updated. So let's copy these pieces over from sled. Otherwise, we have to add the super bits in. And swap. Good. Import future. Wrap it in an async. And done. Next, range. Wrap in the block. Async move. Range keys. Wrap in the async block. It already has an async block. What's going on here? Save. Let's come back to that. Let's get move. Wait. Let's copy get over. Okay. So what's going on here? Send is not implemented for into iterate of the full name. Okay. Required because it's used within this async block. Within this async block, 109 to here. Which one? The into iterator can. Oh, really? I thought. Consider. See, there. I happen to notice there's a little squiggle on that comma, and if we hover, there's our hint. Consider further restricting the associated type. Interesting. I as intuiter. So the result of that? What does this mean? Is that the thing that goes into iter is send? Let's copy that up. That was batch put. Get rid of the supers. Hey, Nightshade dude. How are you doing? I think this has been taken care of. We don't have any errors here. Sled, I think batch put is out of sync though. Let's copy it from here. Although this still says it has an error. Although Project Diagnostics says it doesn't. It was right. Oh, I hit escape and it went away. But why? Why isn't sled complaining? Because the type is different. The the function definition. Are these not the same thing? I as into iterator item. Oh, this is where I'm not exactly sure what this means. Just for fun, I want to get rid of that line. See it error. Put it back. Let's see it go away. If we get rid of it, what's it complaining about? It can't be sent safely between threads. So it says for type I that implements into iterator. The iterator itself must be send. Is that not the same as this? If we comment that out and put it here, that doesn't, okay, this here is the same as adding it down here. These are the moments I long for. Testing the edges of my Rust knowledge. So for this generic, I is into iterator. Type iterator item self item. That's it. It almost feels as though it's complaining about the key value pair and not necessarily this. Like like the item here. It's saying that this iterator is send. Oh, I see. So whatever implements this object, this type on it must be sent. Okay, I see it now. I see it. I didn't realize that was a type. I thought that was, I don't know, something else. A function. That makes sense. Is there another way to express that here that's more clear? Because here we have item. We know that item is send because item for us happens to be KV. And although we're not saying that KV is send. Here. If we did that and commented that out, it's because item is, but this isn't. This iterator here, whatever implements that iterator isn't. And even by making that there send, iterator doesn't be, okay. I get it now. I like it that way though. Let's copy this back to sled, badge put, and then to the module. Okay, these have been updated. Looking good. 32 errors, yay. Let's go back to replicate. This is where we had been before that little rabbit hole. It was fun though. Now we have range keys. What are we going to do with range keys? We have this result. Get databases. We have our shard. We have our token. We will need to strip this from the beginning of them, or at least the length. Right? Whatever that length is, we'll have to strip off the front of each of the keys. So now we have range keys. But what is the type of range keys? Yeah, I get. Oh, Shift Control Z. Oh, there we go. It's a result to a vector of vector. Oh, this is our key, the vector of U8s. Well, we could just iterate map over that and return the names. But what do we do if there's an error? Yes, this question again. We should map this error into something that would be a tonic status. Something. So I'm not even sure what range keys is going to error out with. Range keys. We need to make sure it's logged though. Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep that. Match range keys. Fill match arms. Thank you. Actually, I want to turn off the type hints. Thank you. So at this point, we know we have a valid set of range keys. We'll deal with this error in a moment because we will log and return. Names is equal to range keys. Intuiter. We will map them. It's our key. But what will we map them into? We'll need to collect them. K is a string. Yeah, that's a U8. Maybe we should call this prefix. Let's rename that. Like that. We'll take the length, prefix length. We will move that value into this function. Hmm. How do we just take the last end of it? Split. Man, there are so many functions here. Let's look at the docs on this. A string should have everything plus the deref methods. What does get on string do? Return a subslice. Oh, well that's it. Okay, get works. So we can give it a range, which then gives us an option. We could get unchecked, which then we don't have the option. Replace? No. Split. Split inclusive. Split terminator. Strip prefix. There we go. Hmm. But we know that it begins with a prefix, so this is a little wasteful. Wait. This is just, what am I doing? The vector of U8s, we just take a slice of it. Okay, and then whatever the range is. So prefix length dot dot, collect it. Now it needs to be owned. So turn that into a vector. Now we have names. Type annotation is needed. Yes. All in due time. There you go. Value of type vex string cannot be built from iterator over element. Oh, sure. Is that what we're expecting? I'm curious. Should we have something other than a vector of strings? Should it just be bytes? Does data archive even care what it is? As long as it doesn't have two nil. All right. So looking back, let's say data archive with the response repeated string of names. This could just be bytes. And then data archive doesn't care. Hmm. I want them to be valid UTF-8 though. So probably good to do the check and to spend the time actually converting it back and forth to a string. And then if we get an error, we can return status internal error. Okay, so this, instead of mapping it to a vector, let's go into a string. String from UTF-8. We give it the prefix. Like so. Now we have names, a vector of strings. Great. But this returns a result. And at this point, we do want to collect that as a result. Vec. Actually, we don't care at this right here. We don't care right here what this is. Just that if we get a result. Come on. I want the error type. From UTF-8 error. Oh, we can't go from UTF-8. It has to be a vec. Is that because it doesn't reallocate it? Okay, well, let's turn them into a vector. Now, names has unknown, whatever, but we will unwrap it. I do want to unwrap this. So maybe a match is better. No, I don't like that either. Be something. Bail out. Okay. Data loss. No. Failed precondition. All right. Operation was rejected because the system is not in a state required for the operation's execution. For example, directory to be deleted may not be empty. Okay. A litmus test that may help service implementer on deciding between failed precondition, aborted, and unavailable. Use unavailable if the client can retry just the failing call. Nope. Use aborted if the client should retry at a higher level. For example, restarting a read, modify, write. They can't here because the name is invalid and the name was already created. Failed precondition if the client should not retry until the system state has been explicitly fixed. Yes. That's this one. And you know what we have to do? We have to log that as well. So maybe the match isn't a bad idea. Let names equals match names. And in this case, just passing the value through. So we unwrap it. Otherwise, we get an error, which is a UTF-8 error. Log error. Database name has non-UTF-8 characters. So we log it. Cannot find error in the scope. Is this, I'm getting my formatting wrong here. This is from slog or slog. Shop smart. Shop smart. Value is not satisfied for this here. Nightshade dude gets a reference. All right. Very well then. Yep. Bruce Campbell. Man, I love his stuff. Like one of the first sets of DVDs I ever owned. Right. Where were we? Sorry, I was daydreaming about Bruce Campbell. Box of T, but yeah, but T has to be of value. What is this? Is from UTF-8 error. Dot two string. There we go. Maybe we should also log the bytes. It's gone. I found a unit. Should be a string. Match arms have. Oh, hey, yeah, we're gonna return. We're gonna return. Slow down, Rust. Return. Tonic status. Failed precondition. Message. Server E has invalid UTF-8. Server database name. Needs to be in an error. I'm guessing didn't even bother to read the message. Okay. Such great B movies. Absolutely. Oh, I wonder if that's where I started to become such a B movie fan. I love B movies. All right. Expected vac found string. What? No. No. That's not a string. It should be collected into a vector of strings. Are they concatenating? Is that how it was? Hmm. Borrowed value moved. Oh, there. Let's just move it up. Uh, Looks like it works. We did ignore this error. Yes, this error is also interesting. If range keys doesn't return anything, what is the error? Or if it has an error, right? A range keys error. Error. We need to log it. Okay. Log. Error equals what? Error equals toString on that. Now we need to return error of a tonic status. I liked the litmus test here. They might be able to retry. What's our issue here? I don't want to leak too much information, so we will log info. Valid left hand side assignment. We're in a macro. Oh, it's fat arrow. Did I get that wrong down here? No, I didn't. Hmm. Let's make it generic. Let's say error, error looking up or scanning. Something generic. Okay. Arguably, we would return the database names that did contain valid data and log loudly the ones that did not. Oh, I like that better. Yep. No, gotta change it. Let names equals vec with capacity. Let's see. Let's get our range keys length. We'll get there. We'll get there. For, let's see, name in, let's say key. For key in range keys. Yeah. Now here, we would do the logging and whatnot, but I don't think we should return with the failed precondition. We should just log loudly and keep the system running, even though an error has happened somewhere. So I don't like the idea of some bad data entering the system and it getting into this catastrophic state. It should just get into like an uncomfortable state. All right. Now that we have the key, we can convert it. Let's just do a match here. Move this up. Match. Names result. This is just going to be one of these. Like that. Otherwise, we do this and we do not collect. Do not pass go. Okay, now the server stays online. It's in a usable state. And we also have the key. Ah, but key cannot be a value. Why can't you just take vector? Let's go look at slog. Implemented. So value is implemented for box of t, but as long as t implements it, I'm sure. Or t implements value. My marmalade, how are you? It's been forever. A string, we can do a string. I think I'm just going to keep the piece we have and not add key. We have the UTF-8 error. We'll get this happening all the time. We'll go look. It is no longer a dummy implementation. I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah. Been making little bits of progress, tiny bits every day. This looks good. What is this little red blip over here? That can go away. Ah, here. Cannot find K. Oh, that's too bad. Let's fix it. Key, prefix length. Names. Oh, names is not mutable, is it? Okay. Let's check the tests. Set these up again. Over here. Cargo. That will work. This is our first ever point where we are making a request into sled. It should be empty. There should be nothing that gets returned. And it passed. Lovely. Okay, so we made a request into sled. Nothing came back, and we're all happy. Nice, 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 nice. Now going down to our test code. I feel like we should make the request, add a database to sled, and then see it change. Where's our database? Here's our database. Can we replicate this? Does it implement copy? Abstract sledge. Okay. That doesn't look like it implements copy. Oh, this is ours. Clone, debug. Sure. Okay. It looks like it can clone. Lovely. Coming back here, we want db for later. So we'll clone that. Looks good. We're just going to make that public for our tests. Probably that too. So back to our tests. We want to add an item to the database. So our shard is test. Let's extract this out to a variable. No, that's not what I meant. This. Oh, rewrite as raw string. What is that? Oh, interesting. Nope. No, thank you. Oh, it's a sting. That's great. String. Says that there are no databases. Good. Add a database. So we will add a database to tc.db.put. We don't have like simple put on this. We have batch put. Do we want? I don't know that we'll actually use it other than for our test code. Probably okay to have it around. Oh man, I would like a put. Womp womp. All right, hold on. This will be a key and a value. Key. We don't want an iterator. We want a key. We want a value. The result is what? What do we want back from it though? Hmm. Okay. Into v into value. All right, let's implement that for sled. Where should we put it? Range keys, batch put, get. Let's put it next to get. So at this point, should that be mutable? Looks like it doesn't need to be. All right. Self.db dot. Do they have like an insert? They do. Here's the insert. Key and value. That's not going to work. So we have to convert these. Oh, we did do that before. Okay. Let's keep that consistent. As ref U8. But what about value? What did we do for value before? Into KV pairs. There's another key. Range keys. Range. We just previous value, new value into super value. Okay. Now, what does value need to be here? Value into IVAC. I think they end up allocating for that. Okay. Just do an into on that. Done. Now, if this fails, turns an option. Okay. Now we need a new error type. Super error. We do not have put error. Let's go make a put error. Hmm. Interesting. We need to box this. And this is the macro I was talking about before. Box in the end, it just boxes the whole thing. It's lovely. A cannot be sent safely between threads. Fine. I disagree. I think it's because we haven't copied this up yet. It put here. Remove the supers. Okay. Let's go back. Give that a save. What's it look like? Acquired by a bound in sled storage. Put. Oh, I just had to hit escape again. I think there's a bug in Z where if I have the error kind of focused using the key command square bracket D, it'll keep it there. And I have to hit escape to clear it later, even after I've fixed it. Okay, that's the one for sled. Where's TiKV? What do we have on raw client and TiKV? Docs.rs TiKV client. Let's just switch to the tab. They have a put. Okay. Self.client.put key value. Await. Map error. Okay, what do we have here? Key from UTF from, wait, see, let's use a bracket D. Here's the error. For TiKV, we need to make it owned. It needs to become a vector. To vector. And now if I hit see, the error is still there, but all the little squigglies have gone. Now I hit escape. It's gone. Okay. Where is our last error? Ah, nice. Back to the test. We were adding some content to the test. We want to put an item. So we need a key. In this case, I don't know. What's our key going to be? It's going to be the shard with the forbidden prefix format. And this would be shard, shard. And what was it called? Databases. There's databases. And for the value, value, it's just going to be some string. Some empty JSON to vector. Oh, no, let's just. How do you convert that into a vector easily? Bytes as bytes. Is this not imported? It's not. Use super. So we put something into the database. And now we should be able to. Oh, actually, we didn't. This is just the prefix. What's our database name? We need some test database name. Expected name. Let's call it happy. Oh, expected name. Let's get the request again. Get the databases. So this should be different now. Let's see that the test is broken first. We should see a difference. An empty array and array with happy. Oh, and it passed. That's not good. And this is why we break the test before we fix the test. Otherwise, we might have thought that this worked. Okay. The names, it was empty. What? Shard databases, expected name. Shard is test. We're cloning the shard. Expected name is happy. Did it happen too quickly? That would be odd. So where is it failing? Data archive, we are running the correct test. There's only one. See that we get empty vector back. And we see that we're still getting an empty vector back in this response, even though we've populated information into the database. Could it be the cloning of the database? It should be at the same place on disk. Let's double check that. Docs.rs sled db clone. Forensic copy of the value, read more. That's rustling clone. It's fine. Context tree tenants. So we could just get a range and see what's in the database. Oh, what is flush async? Oh, maybe we should do that. Flush. Synchronously flushes all dirty UI. Okay. All right, let's do a DB flush. That's, that's on DB. Yeah, struct sled DB flush result use size on warp. Hmm. Sled storage. Oh, that's on our trait. Why are we using why aren't we passing in a sled object into sled storage? I don't really want to add sync to my interface, or flush rather. Maybe it should be there. Hmm. No, I could see it. I could see that we start to get data from the database and we want to ensure that it's being committed. Does TiKV have a flush or a commit? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. Okay. So this is an issue just because of how I'm testing. TiKV, we're a remote client. We connect over the network. SLED, we have access to the files on disk. So of course SLED has these things. I think in our implementation of put, we should have committed it to disk. Here, this put, storage SLED. Is our put. Let's add this to every place we can in here. Anything that's mutating data. Compare and swap. They should absolutely have it. Compare and swap. Flush it to disk. Range. Range should not have it. We're reading data. Range keys also. Batch put. And we already did put. Get doesn't need it. Okay. Let's test again. Hopefully that was it. It just wasn't flushed to disk. Who knows? Oh, sadness. Okay. Is it because we're cloning this? We have DB, we have tree. What are we using tree for? Tree. We open a tree. We use tree for all of the operations. And then for the test, yeah, we're using the trait. Thought. This is, yeah, this is our interface. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't. No, that's silly. It's calling the same code. It's not failing. Can we see the data? tc.db.get extract into variable. db key. We need to await that. Unwrap it. Oh, well, thanks for hanging out, Nightshade Dude. I'm going to tap out soon as well. Have a great weekend, man. Let's see. Data, none. I am so confused. We're using the same DB. We did a put. Insert. Do we do not need to await it. We await our put. I'm so confused. Self.tree. Get the key. It's the same. A flash sympathetic persistent lock-free B tree, B plus tree. It represents a single logical key space, namespace, bucket, whatever. Separate trees may be opened to separate concerns using DB open tree. Okay. Look, they're doing an insert and then a get. It works for them. Sled DB, open. This is exactly what I'm trying to do. Okay, so something is gone awry. We put, we get. Oh, unless it's sensitive to the nulls. Please don't be sensitive to the nulls. Put. Insert. Where's insert? Okay, let's test it out. Replace our nulls with 2 exclamations. Why not? Okay. Let's try it now. Now that we're using exclamations. We received none back. Okay, so at least it's not the exclamations. What could it be? Oh, interesting. It has checksum. Open tree. No. Size on disk. Tree names. Well, it's recovered. It should be fine. I like that they have checksum. That's nice. We did a flush, although the example said it didn't need it. The example showed an insert followed by a get. It's an iterator over tuples of keys and values, where all the keys start with a given prefix. Did we use this scan prefix in our implementation of scan of? We didn't. Oh. Oh, this is still an iterator over keys and values. Okay. That's right. We did talk about it. It only has a prefix. It's not a range. We definitely want the range. However, here we might use scan prefix just to see what everything is. Let's do that. sc.db dot, was it? Scan prefix, sc, hmm, oh, um, I think we just need to do a sled open on the same path. What is the path that we're using? As context? Yeah, we just give it the tempter. Open tree default. Oh, interesting. We can just open tree. No, that's a member function. Oh my goodness. Okay. I just butchered that. Let db equals sled db. It's just sled open. I know. Hold on. Oh yeah, sled open. Hmm. This is the Z editor. Thank you for asking. So db, we open it, we get a tree dot, what was it, range? No, we want scan prefix. The prefix we will scan for, I think it's just shard. Returns an iterator. All right, what do we want to collect this into? Let's collect this into vec vectors of U8s. Oh, you can't. Returns iter. Oh, interesting. No. All right. It's not mutable. We will make it mutable. Okay, so hopefully we can iterate here. Just one item. Just give me one item. We only put one item in there. Oh wow. Cannot acquire lock. Wood block. Temporarily unavailable. Is that because there are multiples? Fascinating. Cannot acquire lock. That's even a different message. Hmm. So sled functions open. Was that an IO error? Just curious. Yeah, IO. Custom. Could not acquire lock on storage. That's fine. We won't do that. Oh, we will leave data. That should have been. Yep, still none. Fine. So we do a put, we do a get, we get data. It's not there. Where is it? tc.db dot range keys. Range is shard dot dot. Limit is none. We await it. Value moved here. Yeah, I know, I know. Now we're going to check to see if our range returns anything. Maybe it's an issue with our get. It could be the put, the get. I don't know yet. It's empty. The range is empty. The data we're getting back otherwise is empty. Did our put fail? Async move. It should have bailed out if it failed. Oh, this is on self.db. Oh, this should be tree, shouldn't it? Yes. It looks like it might have been an issue with the put because our put was using db instead of tree. Aha. Lovely. Yep. Now we're getting data back from the sum, the range. It's interesting. Only two items back from it. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now the test is broken. Because we're inserting something in, we're expecting to have an empty vector on the way out. The test will fail. We will fix this. And then I will head out. Yes, okay. Should be happy. DB3. Is it going to be a difference between... No, that should be okay. And the test passes. Lovely. We have implemented get database request. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. Because... Where's our notes? Here. We need to also get the database info to see if it has been deleted. So we get the databases, and then we make a request for each one. Or rather, we just look up the same thing and get this info as well. So we want these keys, all of this data, and we want to filter out the is deleted ones. Okay. So a little bit more to do. But I think that would be a good next step. Panic. Right, giving myself a little breadcrumb. Love it. Data archive. Data plane. Roto. Yep. Lots of little changes today. Add data archive. Okay. I think that's it for me today. Let's find someplace else to be. Search filter. Filter by Rust. Consistent hashing. Oh, hash ring. Hmm. All right. Looks like we have. Oh, but it's in French. No. French isn't bad. I'm just don't want to, change streams. Um, About. There's so many interesting ones. Um, Here we go. Godot stream. Y'all know I'm a little soft when it comes to Godot. All right. Well, till next time, y'all. Take care.
I'm gonna risk it. No